Hello my fellow creators and welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, it's time to use this month's Sheetload of Cards sketch. This sketch is provided to us by Alicia of Call Me Crafty Al. It is a free download for her subscribers, so head on over to her channel, make sure to subscribe and download her amazing Sheetload of Cards sketches. In her sketches, you'll see the first page has an image of what the finished card would look like. It shares with you the supplies needed, your dimensions, and then alternative ways to use this sketch. Now this month's Sheetload is a special edition using your 6x6 paper, but you're going to see that I'm actually using 12x12. The second page shows you how to cut your different cardstock or pattern paper. So it gives you the dimensions for cutting it and then how many sheets you'll need of each. And then for this kind of sheet, you can go ahead and use your scraps if you have some, which I'm sure we all have scraps in a little scrap bin. And I think that's what I may be doing today. We will see. Now, I've already chosen my cardstock from this Colors of Autumn paper pad. This was a hot buy from Michael's. So it has a lot of beautiful fall papers, and I've gone ahead and chosen 3 that I'll be using. And as I mentioned, I'm using 12x12. I wanted to do a fall themed card, and I didn't have any 6x6 paper pads and fall themed. Can't imagine that. But I'm going to go ahead, and as you know, you can cut down your 12x12 into 6x6. So that is what I will be doing. Now for my sentiment, I'll be using something from one of these, or maybe from all 3 of these stamp sets. This Hero Greetings stamp set I got at Joann's, and I just like this sentiment, sending you love and kindness, or a bit of kindness to brighten your day. And then I also have this Simon Says Stamp Thoughtful Messages stamp set I had in my stash, and I like the thinking of you on there. Now I have this new stamp set, new to me, that I got in a recent card kit, and I love this Hi Friend sentiment. And this stamp set is the So Talkative stamp set by Simon Says Stamp. So we'll see when it comes to stamping my sentiment which one or which many sentiments I will be using. As for my colored cardstock, I am going to be using some craft colored cardstock for the mats. And then I thought I would bring in cream colored cardstock for the card bases for a change instead of white. And then for that little loop of string, cluster of string, I thought I'd bring in this twine I have from Recollections. I've had this in my stash for a few years, and it's not super thick, so I thought I'd be able to maybe just make my little loops with that. We'll see how it turns out. So starting by cutting my card bases, and I get the 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, and I cut it lengthwise at 4 1/4. And then we'll just fold those at 5 1/2 for a top folding A2 size card base. Now this cream paper I'm using is also Recollections paper. It's the heavier weight. It's 110 pound weight, so it's a good solid paper for card bases. Now that I've got my card bases all cut, I'm going to go ahead and cut down my pattern paper. And I will start by cutting this strip off the top. And I think I'm going to cut my mats first before I cut out my pattern paper. So I'm going to be making twice as many cards as shown on the sketch, because I did use my 12 by 12. I have enough paper to make 12 cards versus 6 cards. So the pattern, the colored cardstock, we're cutting down to, let's see, let me cut this strip first. So this is 2.5 by 5.5, I'm sorry, 2.25 by 5.5, and 2.25 by 3.25. So okay, I've got my mats cut. Let's cut our pattern paper. And for that, I will bring in my smaller Tim Holtz guillotine trimmer. Now, according to the cutting guide, we're going to cut this piece at 4 by 5.25. So cut this at 4 by 5.25. And I'll save these strips to put on the inside of the card panel. These 2-inch pieces will get cut at 2 by 1, 2 by 3, and 2 by 2. So there's my 1-inch, there's my 3-inch, and my 2-inch. All right, I've got all my pieces cut. Now let's get to assembling these cards. Now, I don't know if you can tell from my lighting or not, but I started this in the morning before going out to work, and I'm finishing it in the evening after coming home from work. So the lighting may be a little different in the evening than in the morning. Okay, I'm going to bring in some Gina K dark chocolate and see how that stamps on the craft. All right, and let's trim these. We're just gonna, I'll make those a little shorter. And I apologize if you can hear all the racket in the background. As I said, I'm finishing this video after work, which means my husband is home and watching something on TV. All right, now let's finish putting these cards together. I decided that I'm not going to use the twine after all. And off camera, I stamped these fall images using some more of my Gina K inks. I used Faded Brick, Honey Mustard, Tangerine Twist, Dark Sage, and I think I also used Prickly Pear. So I just stamped those to have some different colors on there, kind of fall colors to go with the fall theme of the card. And I'll just put those on here instead of the nest of twine. Oh, and this stamp set, it is the Simon Says Stamp Ornate Leaves. And I used this pumpkin image and this leaf. Oh, I cut them out using my We Are Memory Keepers Nesting Circles die. So I just made some circles instead of using the nest of twine. All right, I'm thinking of bringing in these little pearl stickers as embellishments on my cards. These I got at Dollar Tree. All right, let's get these finished now with my leftover strips. I'll just put those on the inside and our cards will be done, just on the inside. And there are my 12 cards completed using this month's Sheetload of Cards sketch provided by Alicia of Call Me Crafty Al. I'll link her YouTube channel in the description box below. Thanks for sticking around to the end. I'd be thrilled if you subscribe to my YouTube channel or follow me on any of my other social media platforms. As always, have a beautiful, safe, and creative day. Thanks for watching. Bye!